Hello, everybody. This is Sandy Parker and
Peace. This is Rodney Parker.
Peace. And we are doing this program called Open Heart Perjury. And this is week number 2 of our big launch or whatever.
Let's do it in technical terms. This is Volume 1, Episode 2.
Oh, really? And so Rodney would know because he's a music genius, and I don't know what that has to do with anything. He's just a genius in general.
Oh, you want me to agree? Okay.
So one of the things I really like about Open Heart Perjury is I decided that I really wanted to spend more time with Rodney and do something a little more intentional where we could spend time together and talk to each other. And going to restaurants isn't really what it used to be for me since I'm not really eating that much. And so I asked Rodney, would he be willing to create a new opportunity where we did something together every week? And he said,
Sure.
And why did you say that, Rodney?
It sounds like fun. That's what I said.
Yeah. So that's the purpose of Open Heart Perjury. We decided that we're going to do a Zoom every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock live, where we come together and we talk about our relationships in general, tell funny stories. I'll have a date night idea. He'll have some jokes or whatever, and then we'll just wing it. And
my turn to wing it now.
Well, you notice that he's great on the long pauses.
I just don't know when they're coming. That's all.
Well, they're all spontaneous. So we were talking last week about Kyle Cease, and I have a T-shirt that says, I hope I screw this up. And what that means to me is if we waited till this was perfect before we started doing it, it would never happen. And the thing I love about Rodney is he's pretty much game for that.
I'm used to her screwing up. She's been doing it for 24 years, so it's nothing surprising anymore.
And I'm really getting good at it, aren't I?
Oh yeah, we started with when the day you said yes to marry me.
Oh, well, one of the things that we've been able to do, what?
That was your first screw up. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So one of the things we've been able to do is stay married and enjoy being married for 23 years. And speaking of being married, did you notice I got my hair done?
I did.
What color is it?
Purple.
Purple? You know when you laugh, your screen shakes.
Oh, well, okay.
You have to watch that.
I think I'm the one shaking, not the.
Yeah, you have to watch that belly laugh, because when you laugh, your belly goes, huh, huh, huh.
Okay.
It makes your monitor sing. Anyway, the purpose of this is to have fun, share this with you, and if you want to join us on a Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, we would love to involve your questions, have you join us, and make this more of an interaction. But for now, it's you and me, baby.
Let's go.
So how does someone find us?
Well, there's several ways you can reach out and contact us. You can email us at openheartperjury, that's Perjury, openheartperjury@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook at Open Heart Perjury. And there will come a time when you can reach us on Twitter. That's OHPerjury, at OHPerjury. So if you want to try it, I may get it, I may not. If I do, I'll respond.
And if we get a question, we might answer it and we might not.
That depends on the question.
We might know the answer, we might not know the answer.
We might avoid the answer. Who knows? You never know. That with us.
So one of the things we decided to do tonight was tell stories. So I'm going to tell my story first. And so I met Rodney. Last week we talked about how we met. And then he was convinced that we were brought together for a reason. And he was going to come back every weekend until we either got married or figured it out. I think you wanted to get married pretty soon after we met, right?
Oh, well, I don't know that I wanted to get married as much as I knew I loved you. I knew
Oh.
I knew I was in love. I didn't know about getting married so soon after my divorce, but I knew I loved you, and I knew if I was going to get married, that you were going to be the one.
Oh, well, one of the things that Rodney did that, you got your list, right? I wanted a guy that loved God. I wanted a guy that loved his family. I wanted somebody that sang, and I wanted somebody that made me laugh. Well, we were in that restaurant. Oh gosh, it's in Addison in Dallas. It's something mine.
But Tia's?
No, no, no. The on Beltline, it's like a mine shaft or the time machine. Was
Oh
it
yeah,
Magic Time Machine?
the Magic Time Machine. Yes.
Okay, so I'm there with Rodney and Amanda and Aaron, who are 10 and 14 years old, and we're sitting there, and Rodney started singing songs in the voice of Elmer Fudd.
At the girls' insistence, oh Dad, do Elmer Fudd. Dad, sing Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, and so that's kind of one of the things he does. Well, I got so tickled. And so I'm going to ask you, Rodney, to sing something in Elmer Fudd. But I remember which one I remember the most. Do you know which one it is?
It's either the Pointer Sisters or the Phantom of the Opera.
It's the Pointer Sisters first, and then the family. So give us a little Elmer Fudd, if you will. Please.
I'd rather not.
Sing something.
Okay. You want the Pointer Sisters?
Okay.
This was one of my biggest hits. Sold about 3 copies. If you don't believe me, I got all 3 of them in the trunk of my car. do 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 do. I'm driving in my car. Do 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 do. You turn on the radio. Do 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 do. I pull you a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
You say no, do 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 do. You say you don't like it. I say you're a wire. But when we kiss, oh, it's like fireworks.
Oh my God, I'm at dinner with this man and his children, and he's singing Elmer Fudd. And they're like, oh, Daddy's so good, Daddy's so good. And I'm like, he is so precious, and that is so funny. And he still to this day makes our children laugh. That's one of his major dad deals, is he makes.
You have to. You have to make your kids laugh. If you got to be the one person that can draw them out when they're upset and when they're pissed off about something, even if they don't want to be happy about it, you got to find a way to make them laugh and smile. My kids get really ticked at me because they just want to be mad and I don't let it happen. So.
Well, I really appreciate that, and I think it was pretty soon after that I thought, oh my gosh, this guy is so hilarious. And so I love that about you then. I love it about you now, and I think it's cool.
When I knew she was a keeper, when I found out she was a keeper was when I was visiting her in Dallas. And I was staying at her place. And she had a wonderful, wonderful dog named Shadow. Just a friendly dog that loved me to death. Was the most empathetic dog. I'll tell you more stories about him later, but one of the most empathetic dogs I've ever been around. But he was used to being the man of the house. When I went and stayed with her that first time, he was the big man on campus in that place. And he left me a message. He let me know that he was in charge and he was there first. I got up on Saturday morning and I found all of my underwear with the crotches chewed through them. He, like I said, he just leave me a message, let me know, just so you'll know, buddy, I was here first, and when you go home this weekend, I'm still going to be here. So after that, he got along great.
You came out of that bedroom and you go, look at my underwear. And they were like free-floating underwear with nothing to combine the legs. It was so funny. And Shadow actually lived until we got married and we moved to Lubbock. And once we moved into our house, he died in Meemaw's backyard, your mother. And it was like he was glad to see I was taken care of and he could go on. But
yeah. Well, I mean, when Shadow did that, that's when I knew that Sandy was a keeper. I mean, I was going to stay at least long enough for her to pay me back for the underwear. But,
Which I never did, by the way.
Thank goodness he left the ones I had on alone.
Yeah. Well, and he did better than the boyfriends, because the boyfriends were not really all that happy to meet you. But anyway, we worked our way through that.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I want to bring every week is a date night idea. And so the date night idea that I have for this week, which is one that we really like, and that is we like to play games together. And we played backgammon. When we first got married, we played backgammon a lot. And what did we give for a wedding gift, Rodney?
My sisters, who absolutely love to embarrass and humiliate me, gave us a backgammon set. And there was a card addressed to Sandy, or a note addressed to Sandy, not just to me, but to Sandy, that said, I hope you enjoy beating the pants off our brother for the next several years. So.
And, we've been married now 23 years. And, we still have the score going perpetually.
Who's ahead?
I am ahead.
No, you're not. No,
I'm ahead.
After all those years, 100-game head start on me, and I caught up.
No, he wasn't a really good backgammon player when we started, and I was really good. And then it just makes him so mad when I get doubles, because I get doubles all the time. And huh?
The dice are loaded.
No, I win and win and win, and you just can't stand it.
No, I sandbag and let you think you win.
You are too competitive. In fact, that night when I met you, when they played Monopoly, they play till somebody wins, and usually his sister.
No, the rule in my family's house is my sister Karen. That's what we're talking about. But the rule is nobody goes to bed till that Karen wins.
Well, so we haven't played backgammon in a while. We'll need to play, and then next week we will report the score.
Every time I bring it up, you tend to avoid the subject, so I don't know what's up with that.
That is so not true. That is so not true. We'll play, and we will report the score next week, and we'll say exactly who's ahead, and I'll have the sheet of paper to say so.
I hereby predict that by the time we get on next week, Sandy will have lied again. Open heart perjury, that's what it's all about.
No, that's not what it's about. I don't lie. I tell the truth. But I do want to ask you a marriage advice question for people who aren't sure whether they should tell little white lies or not. So give us your advice, Mr. Marriage. Mr. Been married twice now, and this time 23 years. What do you think about little white lies?
So there's no generic rule for everybody. You can't say, okay, don't lie. I mean, sure you can, but there are instances when it is acceptable, even advisable. Christmas presents with your kids. If my daughter were to say, "Dad, did you give me a Barbie doll?" I'm not going to say, "Yeah." I'm gonna lie my ass off when that happens like that. With Sandy, she comes out and said, "Do I look fat in this dress?" Yeah, I was born in the barn. I'm stupid. I'm not about to answer that question.
I did not ever ask you that. That was your last wife.
I didn't say you were going to ask me that. I said if you did.
Yeah.
If you ever asked me that, I wouldn't care what the answer was. The answer would be no. Period. So those kind of lies are acceptable, and if you value your health and safety, they're advisable.
Well, I will tell you what my thought is. Some of the biggest things go unspoken. And so what I feel guilty about is if I really have a feeling about something and I'm not speaking it, it's kind of like a little white lie, but they can build up, because if I'm not telling you, I know you're going to be clueless about something. And if I don't tell you, then there's absolutely no way you can know if it's making me mad or unhappy or anything, especially if I just kind of keep it to myself. So for me, I think those little secret lies are, they build up over time and they really can cause damage. So what I appreciate about you is when I say, there's something that I've been thinking and I feel like I want to tell you what it is, then you are open to hearing what I have to say.
That open lines of communication is a must. You've got to be able to tell her. I've got to be able to tell her what I'm thinking, and I have to be open to hearing what she's thinking. Not just hearing her, but listening to her. And if you don't know the difference between listening to and hearing somebody, there's a big difference. I can listen to anybody, but you gotta hear her as well. Hear and understand. And so very, very important.
And sometimes I'm sort of hesitant to speak what I'm thinking because I go, well, I don't want to make him defensive, or, it's not about you. It's about me and what I'm thinking. And sometimes it's hard to say what that is without making the other person feel like you're attacking them or saying they're doing something wrong. But we've kind of gotten good at speaking the truth, I think.
Yep.
When was the last time you said something? It's usually just me, right?
Very rarely do I have complaints about anything you do or anything like that. There occasionally you may say something that hurts my feelings, which, that's humans. We're all going to do that. It's usually inadvertent.
But you tell me.
But I do. I tell her,
So I think the big danger, and when we started the name of this Open Heart Perjury, the big danger I saw was that we tell ourselves lies that are big. Like, for example, I was overweight for all my life, and then I started realizing that I really needed to get a handle on my weight. And I had sort of told myself this little, I'm all right, I'm doing okay, I just didn't get to the point of the truth with myself. And so I think it's important for us to call ourselves and each other out on the truth rather than just let stuff slide.
Yeah, like I said, it depends on the subject matter. If it's a serious topic, something like that, then by all means, you have to be open and honest. You have to communicate. If you don't communicate, then that builds up resentment. If something I was doing really bothered her and she didn't tell me, I would really grow. When I did finally find out about it, I would be very resentful of her for not telling me. And that the thing you don't want is resentment to fester and grow underneath what's really going on. So be open, honest, talk to each other. I think you'll find the main theme of any good relationship is communication. Without the communication, you really don't have a relationship.
The other thing that I've noticed, and I'm a coach and I work with women with my company called Lighten Up Global. And one of the things that I notice is that I don't know if this is true about men, but a lot of women don't really ask themselves this question: what would be perfect for me right now? They're not even in touch with really what they want, so they can't ask for it. What about men? Do you think men are kind of clued in to what they really want?
Oh, we know what we really want, but it doesn't happen every night. We wish it would, but it doesn't.
Well, you've got to want more than that.
Not really. We all have little wants and desires, but I think my daddy taught me this morning thing. There's nothing in the world more valuable than a happy woman.
Amen.
You did the old phrase, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that is so true. That is so true. So it's my mission to make Sandy happy, to make her laugh, make her smile. Because when I do that, then she makes me laugh and smile.
Oh.
Makes me feel good about myself. Actually, it makes me feel good about myself that I can do that.
Well, one of the things that's going to make Mama happy is next week we're going to have a way for you to have a flat surface for that computer.
Have a flat surface of that computer?
Yeah, because it's bumping up and down a little bit, kind of making me a little seasick, but that's okay. We'll fix that next time.
Dramamine, your friend.
Do what?
Dramamine is your friend.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you should talk because you get seasick on every boat we've ever been on.
I don't know. When we went to Disney and on the Pirates of the Caribbean, I did not get sick.
Oh gosh. Well, so I tell you what, you're famous for dad jokes.
Hang on a minute. When I was driving home, I drive for Uber in Austin sometimes. When I was driving home tonight, I saw a cop had a moving van pulled over, had a U-Haul pulled over. I stopped and asked if I could be of assistance, and the cop said, "No, I'm just trying to bust a move."
You're just trying to bust a move?
Yeah, the young folks would get that one.
Okay. Well, what's the one about something about the sun setting?
Well, nothing. I mean, it's a major dilemma. The other night, I stayed up all night wondering what happened to the sun. Then it dawned on me.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to tell a joke. What joke can I tell?
Anything but Kirby.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a joke, the only joke I have right now on the top of my head, and that is, how do you catch a unique rabbit?
You're going to make me say this, right?
Unique up on it. How do you catch a tame rabbit? The tame way.
How do you catch a lame rabbit? No.
Oh, stop. So, all right, so what else? How is retirement for you?
Retirement is great. Never in my life I knew somebody would pay me this much money to do nothing. It's of course at the same time, half of what I draw in retirement was stuff that they took out of my salary while I was teaching. So, but that's cool because the state matched every penny I put in. The state matched, and it's the kind of thing that it's sustainable. It's forever or as long as I'm alive, and it pays the bills plus. So Uber is just for my fun money. If I want to have some extra money or some give to mama money, then that's why I do Uber. So.
And I know that for a lot of couples, money and financial strain is a big source of consternation. And we'll talk about money management and how we decided to maneuver our family with money one time. But for now, I'm just grateful that you have that retirement, and it keeps going as long as I live, right?
Whenever I pass away, it'll be reduced, but it will go but you'll still draw something as long as you're alive.
Yeah. So I think that is the security of having that kind of retirement really helps us not have the stress that a lot of people have. So I'm really grateful. Well, Rodney, we're about done with our time tonight. Is there anything in closing that you would like to say to the people who will be watching this?
Well, don't forget to reach out to us. We look forward to your questions. Facebook, Open Heart Perjury, Gmail, or Open Heart Perjury, not Open Your Heart, Open Heart Perjury at gmail.com. And Twitter is at OH Perjury. So by all means, reach out to us. Send us a question. We'd love to get it. We'd love to look at it, and then we will decide whether we want to answer it or not. So look forward to hearing from everybody out there.
Yeah.
Until then, look forward to next Tuesday night. We'll do this one more time.
We're going to do this every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock live Central Time. Join us, send us your questions so we can be interacting with you and trying our best to answer whatever questions you have. So, Rodney, I love you. Thank you for being my good husband and doing this with me. It's a wonderful date night, and I love it.
No charge.
You come to see us at openheartperjury.tv, openheartperjury.tv, and we'll post these episodes and more.
Come back soon.
Mwah.
Peace out.
Peace out.